So the question under discussion today is bamboo for environment and economy, understanding Uravu as an umbrella model. So the phrase bamboo for environment and economy, this is something very close to my heart. It rhymes every time. It's more like a slogan for us also these days. And I trust that its simplicity is truly intriguing, just like bamboo. So we will be decoding this question by attempting to evaluate Uravu as a model, or like the Uravu model, and trying to look at what we are trying to, in fact, trying to look at what we are trying to bring on table with respect to bamboo and the development of the sector in a larger framework. So moving on to the questions, moving on to what Uravu as a model is. Uravu, the full name of Uravu is Uravu Indigenous Science and Technology Study Center. So many people know it's just as Uravus, but it's a very long name. We often found it very difficult to fill the complete name in many of the forms and many of the online platforms. In fact, so our full name is Uravu Indigenous Science and Technology Study Center. See, we are actually one of the the organization got established in 1996. That's almost 25 years back, and we are arguably one of the pioneering organizations with respect to bamboo on a national framework itself. So we work from the premises of Wayanad. It's a district in northern Kerala, the only aspirational district in Kerala, a village called Thrikkaipetta. That's where we are located in, and we work with the larger ambition of rural empowerment through sustainable solutions or sustainable development of rural regions. We are a not-for-profit organization. In fact, we've registered under the Indian Trust Act. And as the name, like means if you go back to the original name, Uravu Indigenous Science and Technology Study Center, there is no bamboo in it. So in fact, when Uravu was conceived in 1996, bamboo was only one of the components which we intended to work upon. The larger vision or the larger ambition, while it was systems, promote and protect different traditional knowledge systems. And then, like I'm sure that this phrase is going to be true. This phrase is true in the case of many of our people, many of us as well. Bamboo just happened, bambooized, I would say. So probably from a time frame of around 1998 onwards, we have been focusing only on bamboo. And today we are in the path of developing ourselves as an umbrella model of bamboo. So the point is, like, bamboo, just like in the case of many people, many organizations, bamboo chose us rather than we choosing bamboo. That is a better phrase to evaluate Uravu's journey. Uravu as an organization is known for the bamboo products we make. That's a legacy we have created over a period of 20 years. And as many of you would know, Uravu is one of the leading players in bamboo, at least in South India. Many people wouldn't disagree about that. But very few would know that Uravu was in a period of deep crisis, staring at a potential shutdown itself back in 2017. That's hardly 4 years from here. And I was actually robbed in during that stage, in fact, to steady the ship. And in fact, it's actually a rescue mission underway of one of the oldest entities in bamboo sector in India. So total reformation and transformation of organization has been initiated since 2017. And while we reapproach our history, probably one of the first questions RKG started with a thought process, a thought-provoking question, like India being the second largest producer of bamboo, and how does this mismatch happens, being the second largest producer, the third largest importer of bamboo. So we also reapproached our history, what went wrong, what and where we need to fix the issues. And then what we understood is, like our major learning is that in order to have a scalable system, that could that has a lot of ambitions about making a real impact with respect to bamboo sector, we need to have an integrated model. We need to have more diversified model that would address challenges across the value chain of the industry. In fact, that is where that was a key understanding that has actually changed the way in which we operate ever since 2017. So from a handicrafts organization, the perspective of a handicrafts organization, we are slowly trying to develop and transform ourselves as a more diversified and integrated model. And one more thing which we felt is quite important is to address what is a call with respect to bamboo. How do you approach bamboo? What is bamboo for you? What do you want to do with bamboo? That clarity is also quite important as far as if you have real ambitions about building scalable systems. What exactly do you want to do this miracle plant to you, or what would you want this plant, or where do you want this plant to take you to? So this is also a question which is very close to my heart, in fact. So we had this framework, so we reapproached bamboo as well. We had we started to look bamboo in all possible dimensions, try to understand bamboo, the infinite nature of bamboo, and decode where we fit in and what we ought to do. So at the moment, the framework with which we work is based on these understanding of different possibilities and dimensions of bamboo. So we are trying to position ourselves as an umbrella bamboo organization that understands and addresses the multiple dimensions of bamboo as a driver for sustainable development, as a true medium for sustainable development. Bamboo as a multifaceted development tool. A bamboo for us is a multifaceted development tool. It's not a one-dimensional answer as far as bamboo is concerned. As a true driver of green economy, environmentally positive economic activities. And now we are slowly trying to reorganize ourselves and position the organization within this framework. Where exactly, what exactly, and how exactly we want to scale up the kind of work we are doing. Accordingly, like bamboo and SDGs is not a new discussion. There are a whole lot of sessions on this, bamboo and sustainable development goals. We realigned ourselves, the organization, with sustainable development goals. We reorganized our programs in such a way that like our activities go hand in hand, or the larger vision with which we work go hand in hand with the sustainable development goals, which is the largest framework which you could imagine at this point in time of history. So our programs, it's not very difficult to align the works which we are doing in bamboo to sustainable development goals, but we chose 6 out of them, and there are more. In fact, at least I could add a couple of more goals into this, the organization as an organization commitment itself, but more than that, I'm sorry. So, but in order to keep it precise, short, and focused, we choose 6 out of that. So say, for example, zero hunger. When we say zero hunger, we work in, as I told you in the beginning, our ambition is sustainable development of rural regions. So employment generation is one key aspect which we cater to. So zero hunger, and majority of our programs are aligned in that respect itself. Gender equality. Majority of our beneficiaries, like 90% of our beneficiary stakeholders, are women, rural women from underprivileged backgrounds with hardly any skill set. And I just want to mention it here. I will be saying that again as well. We don't, majority of our stakeholders are not really traditionally bamboo people, traditionally employed in bamboo. A lot of them are from other background as well, but then they're all connected with some sort of marginalities, specifically in terms of the socioeconomic marginalities that they associate with. And specifically women, and majority of them are the sole breadwinners of the family as well. Then decent work and economic growth. Definitely we want bamboo to be we consider bamboo as a tool to make a positive impact in the lives of people. Definitely through economic growth and decent work environment. Bamboo needs to be a decent work. People could rely on bamboo as a primary source of employment. That is what we are also very keenly watching and trying to do. Responsible consumption and production. Working in bamboo itself is responsible. Usually people say like that because we have a lot of nicknames like renewable wood, sustainable, the most sustainable material, green gold, and stuff like that. But more than that, and the truly renewable nature of bamboo in itself is responsible, speaks volumes about responsibility. But alongside that, we, through our nursery, we provide the raw material. We provide the planting material, and we have a system of buying back as well. So it is not that we are diminishing. We have a system where we connect the farmers as well as the production entities and the production facilities as well. So I think that that also adds another edge to the phrase responsible consumption and production. Climate action, no need to explain any further. Bamboo, if at all there is a solution for climate change. Not solution for climate change, any possibility to continue our efforts to climate change, mitigate climate change, IPCC report already details that climate change is real, and within 6 to 7 years, things are going to be pretty drastic. But then again, in our attempt, in our smallest efforts to mitigate the kind of catastrophic effects the climate change could bring in, bamboo plays a very key role. We all agree to that fact without any doubt. Without a doubt, I trust. Due to its umpteen environmental services. I'm not going to elaborate on that since we all know that. And then partnership for goals. And this shouldn't be a journey in isolation. As far as our organization is concerned, this shouldn't be a journey in isolation. We want to collaborate, we want to converge, we want to associate with similar kind of people and organizations and entities that really want to consider bamboo as a truly game-changing tool. So these are the SDGs we are like. This is an organization framework with which we are trying to like rebuild the organization and approach bamboo as such. So this is what Uravu as an organization is right at the moment. Like as you could see, like there are at least 8 different verticals of bamboo we are catering to right at the moment, from nursery and plantation to common facility center, then bamboo products and bamboo blinds. We consider it as 2 different verticals itself. Bamboo products, one is the utility handicraft bamboo product segment, and then bamboo blinds. But these 2 come under a particular segment called livelihood support program, whereby we try to generate massive, mass employment in the rural premises. Then trainings and workshops, construction, bamboo construction and interior, art and installation, advocacy and consultancy. Advocacy and consultancy is almost like whoever is working in bamboo right at the moment. It is inherent. Whatever we do has to be means we need to do a lot of advocacy. We need to do a lot of visibility, give a lot of visibility to bamboo to bring into the mainstream psych and stuff like that. So basically, in a nutshell, if you try to put Uravu into a framework of activities, what exactly our area of activities are, this is what we do. We try to do right at the moment. We are trying to do right at the moment, and that's why I tried saying, or that's why we coined the term. We are trying to position ourselves as an umbrella bamboo organization that understands bamboo with its all beauty, potential, and challenges. That's what I want to say. And if you carefully evaluate our model, there is something which is peculiar. What I could say peculiar to this model is that, means we are trying to address different gaps in the value chain, from quality planting material to planting it sustainably, managing that plantation, starting from propagation of the quality planting material to planting and sustainably harvesting, sustainably managing that particular plantation, to common facility center. I'll be discussing each vertical in slightly in detail in the following slides. But then again, I'm just bringing that thought here itself. Common facility center, the main mandate is quality raw material. So from quality planting material to managing a plantation, to making quality raw material available, to different modes of value addition, and different modes of value addition definitely comes through a lot of R&D works. R&D to transferring that skill sets through trainings and workshops, through marketing and advocacy. We are trying to, it's not that we want to address all these aspects on our own, but then the requirements or the demands of the kind of activities we are doing necessitates that, means we have an approach which is more holistic in nature, more integrated in character, and more diversified in approach. So this is what Uravu as an entity is all about, if you ask me to describe it in one slide. Moving on to each vertical in slightly in detail. So the first one is bamboo nursery and plantation. So arguably we could say that this is one of the defining features of our model. And the major mandate is definitely quality planting material. And that is not just for the economic reasons in the sense that is not particularly for buying back, but there are a lot of bamboo people and a lot of misinformation in bamboo. People tend to give yellow bamboo and say that this is giganteous. And then after 4 to 5 years, people would come up and say that this has gone. And then they like, it's a lot of such issues in bamboo sector. So we just want to be an authentic space where people can actually come and buy their beloved plant without worrying further. So and a lot of eco restoration programs, we associate with a lot of eco restoration programs also as a part of the bamboo nursery. So the major mandate is propagate, supply, help to raise plantations and buy back. This is what we do, and we have a extensive variety as far as bamboo species are concerned. We have more than 55 different species available at our nursery right at the moment. And I always say this in my presentations: we are largest bamboo nursery in terms of species diversity in South India, until and unless somebody else claims so. We are not hellbent that like means we want to remain as the largest bamboo nursery in terms of species diversity. But at the moment, as a matter of fact, we are that. We believe that is what the reality is. We have collected this from across the nation, in fact. So this approach to a diversified catalog of bamboo plants. In India, we have around 150 different plants available, 150 different species available. I can say that almost 60 are there with us. So this diversified approach to bamboo nursery is one of the central characters of what we are trying to do, or like defines what we are trying to do. Few pictures of a nursery. This is Brandisi. A few pictures, in fact. Yeah. There's a small bamboo garden also. We have a lot of infrastructural difficulties. In fact, we operate from 25 cents of land at this moment. So in fact, there are a couple of leased out lands. So we try to raise a small bamboo plantation demonstration plot in the facility. So these are at least 7-8 different species you could see in this particular photograph itself. So that bamboo setup, like I couldn't really call it as a bamboo setup, given what is there in KFRA and TVGRA and all. I guess that is worth mentioning. So moving on to the Common Facility Center. Yesterday also I had a presence, so I was mentioning that the Common Facility Center that we operate is slightly different from the traditional notion of Common Facility Centers. So the major mandate of the Common Facility Center here is to ensure that we have quality raw material available every time for the production facilities. So we are open, like there are units that are attached to us, dependent on us, rather I would call it as just dependent on us or attached to us. And then there are units and other production facilities outside Uravu as well. So like outsiders as well as insiders can actually purchase quality raw material. Again, this is something similar to bamboo nursery. We just want to ensure that like quality raw material is there, and whoever wants to purchase, they don't want to go ahead go around and like cut the bamboo and bring it on their own and stuff like that. See, this is very important as far as the industry is concerned, I believe, because when we started the rebuilding in 2017, 2018, one of the major issue was raw material. Like we attached new verticals to the organization, and then like you would get orders, and then you would have to go find the right raw material, cut it and bring it and start working on the order. Unlike any other industry, say for example, like means in construction, we work with steel also, like a couple of our structures, we use the that to like steel or concrete at times to as a support for certain elements. You can straight away go to your nearest vendor, neighboring vendor, and get the required raw material over there. But in bamboo, you don't have that facility, right? So this is very much central to the raw material bank, is very much central to the all development of the industry as such. To have spaces where you could go and get the right raw material, the different types of raw materials also. At the moment, we have at least 8 different varieties of a collection of 8 different varieties of raw materials, treated, processed raw material, ranging from Bambusa balcova, giganteus, then asper, Brandisi, Tulda, Stocksai, and Strictus. These are the 7-8 different species, and also Oclandra travancurica, which is exotic, not exotic, which is one of the most important species that is available in Kerala. So we make these raw material available at our premises, and people can actually come and like means outside as well as inside. This is very much central and key to the functioning of our inside units. That is when we decided to scale it up. But then we thought that like this is quite important for the overall development of the industry as such, and then we started to like means we are in the phase of like slightly expanding it further. And alongside that, like when we speak about common facility center, it's not just about definitely it's not just about the raw material, but also about the machineries and the common workspace for the units. But the difference in our model is like means we have a centralized production facility which has been used by few of the units, and then we have satellite units as well. So the units, the production facilities functions within a premise, within a distance of around 35-kilometer radius. So the satellite units have all the machineries facilities at their own premises, their own buildings, and their own facility, their own at their own center. We provide centrally, what we provide is the raw material. So this is what about the raw material, different types of, common facility center is all about. You could see the different machineries, and different types of raw materials and stuff like that. Moving on to livelihood support program, this is what we are known for. In fact, what we did is we coined a term for it, livelihood support program, and it's not just a name, it's a framework also. We build a framework for what livelihood support program is all about. The bamboo products, what Uravu is known for since its inception. So at the moment, we look at this particular vertical or the program as a hand-holding support, a forward-backward linkages program for it's not just for our own units, it's for the rural women, it's for the women's SHGs or production units or artisans or clusters for that reason. We are slowly shaping up in such a way that means we can actually support entities or individuals, groups, entities, clusters, whatever it takes to that need a kind of support to sustain and function properly. So this is strictly a need-based, gap-based intervention. In fact, this is not something that means we go and say that this is what we would do for you. It is not like that. It is a need-based. We assess the needs of the particular entity or the individual or the group first. We try to assess the gap where exactly you need to fill in, and then based on the need of the community or based on the need of the SHG groups or the producer groups, we provide different layers of support. So under this program, you could see that there are 6 different layers of support we cater to, or we operate, or we provide under this program. That is from design support, which is central to any production facilities. So we have an in-house design team or an master craftsman unit. So they continuously create, I say that they create new designs or new versions, just like a tea has been made. Every other day they would come up with something new in bamboo. That is actually the potential of bamboo as well. So, then design support, then training support. So if a particular unit, means we have dependent units as well as independent units. So if a particular unit is saying that means we want a continuous support. So for example, that is usually a unit or a group of people who don't really have any previous experience, skills, and from underprivileged background. So when such units are being taken up, so we from induction to continuous skill upgradation, it's a continuous process, training support for a unit. It's not just that means you give a training once and then you pull back, you pull the plug off. It's not like that. We continuously engage with the community over a period of time to continuously upgrade and ensure that there is no stagnation as far as the products as well as the skill set is concerned. Technical support, key to everything, again, key to the production process, specifically about the machineries and other sort of aspects with respect to getting the act together. Raw material support, again, central. Already mentioned what raw material support is all about. Then marketing assistance, above all, marketing assistance. At the end of the day, if you can't really sell it, it doesn't make any sense at all. So, and majority, as far as our understanding has gone, majority selling bamboo products, though there are a lot of possibilities, potential and stuff like that, still a tricky affair. So at times we are hitting an affluent market, or at the moment, the kind of maybe the problem could be with the kind of products or the product category we are catering to. It's an affluent market, it's a niche market. So hitting that is a slightly trickier affair. You can't really rely on exhibitions alone in order to operate a system that has scale when you're supporting more than 50 or 100 people to find their livelihood day to day, day in and day out. Means you need to have a dedicated marketing wing for that. And space, few of the SHGs actually function within our premises at Uravu. We'll quickly run through the kind of products being made by our SHGs, the self-help groups or the women that are affiliated to us. Lampshades is one major category of products that have been made at our facility. Different types of lampshades, varieties of lampshades. These are all means weaving plus blending it with different possibilities of bamboo. The first two are weaving. These are different techniques. In fact, it's the one on my right is actually a bamboo as well as banana fiber mix. So trying to mix bamboo with. Then another major segment is corporate gifting. Definitely, and this particular product, this is called as Book of Spices. This is very local. This is very close to the culture of Wayanad as well. Because like Wayanad is also known for its spices. So we collect the local spices and we pack it in a box of bamboo, and then and the jute is the covering, a truly sustainable gifting option. And then it's been used for corporate gifting purpose. Another one is Green Office Bamboo Solutions for office needs. This is how we coin it. So we have worked with the Kerala government to bring a policy legislation regarding the use of bamboo products, sustainable products, as a part of green protocol in all government offices. Though we didn't get the order for that, that policy was implemented. And so this is also this is in that respect. You could see notepads, pens, pen cups, a lot of like desktop organizer stuff with respect to bamboo. Sorry, with respect to office needs in bamboo cloak and stuff like that. And bamboo pens, this is a very familiar product for bamboo fraternity, but very few people know that this pen actually originated in this particular design, and the design also remains the same across time. It has remained the same. So like this particular product actually originated at Uravu back in 2008. Like that was actually conceived by an artist, by an artisan from Andhra Pradesh, known as Beamji. Unfortunately, he was one of the most blessed. He is one of the most, he's one of the most blessed artisans ever to have ever crossed Uravu. But then, those people have been moved out of the industry. He's back in Andhra, like around 2008, 2010. He moved back, and right now he's running a grocery shop. Like these are all learnings for us. That is why I just pointed out that story. But his legacy remains if we tend to start using his name more and more. Then Rainmaker and Wall Decor and Mask. These are all independent pieces, independent products. In fact, like this is a music instrument. The Rainmaker is a music instrument. People use it for also for meditation. Then planters, different type of planters, planters and weave products, an extensive set of weave products. This is another interesting product. This is a natural bamboo amplifier. There are different versions of this available right now, but again, this has its origin. The thought has its origin in bamboo at Uravu. So this is something that resembles a gramophone, the old gramophone. It's again a weaved version using Oclandra Travancoricum, what it's called as ETA in Kerala, bamboo natural amplifier. Then this is like the whole purpose of showing this is to show how resilient and adapting the adaptation, the nature of adaptation of our entity. In fact, like means this is when COVID struck. Like we had almost 100% market wash off due to the kind of product exposure or the market exposure we had. Then we shifted on to something called green kits. So these are like utility, affordable bamboo products with a message, sustenance and sustainability. So you could see this is a school kit. You could see bamboo pen, calligraphy pen, beginner's calligraphy pen. Then there's a bookmark, there's a keychain, and there's no Planet B message badge. In there are 5 products here itself. Then you got this jewelry kit with bangle, locket chain, hair stick. And then a kitchen kit with spatula, fruit picker, spoon, puppet stick, and tongue. The point is, like, we facilitated this transition over a period of 1.5 months. All the units that were engaged in like producing all these products were on all of a sudden, like, means we had to, or we were forced to, like, facilitate a transition. We like organized the training programs and facilitated this transition over a period of 1.5 months. Equip them to make products, because we are also not used to make products at this scale in the first place. Second thing, this is a very cost effective products. It is very difficult to bring cost efficiency or cost intelligence at this level, but then we could do that. And there are 14 or 13 products across these 3 kits itself. So it showcases the potential of bamboo. We all know that from cradle to, it is said that from cradle to coffin, everything could be made in bamboo. What you need is the right sort of skill and the right sort of attitude and the right sort of resources. Bamboo blinds, another major product. So like we use again Oclantotrimer Gurkha is being used for this. This is one of the best products we ever made. Like we could give a guarantee of around 10 to 13 years for this particular product, in fact. But raw material is a major issue. I'll come to that like in the following slides. Another major vertical is trainings and workshops, another core activity. So like the knowledge we have in bamboo is our biggest capital, in fact, apart from everything. So we organize curated, customized standard programs for a different set of bamboo people approaching for bamboo, from students, tourists, bamboo lovers, government agencies, other development agencies, etc. And this is a quick snapshot of what we offer under the category of trainings and workshops. Introduction to bamboo, like bamboo is SC, that is what we call. So like the different species, the commercially viable species, identification of bamboo, like means how the ecosystem is, what the ecosystem is all about. So it's a very basic understanding about what bamboo is all about. And I always confess that when I joined in 2007, I hardly knew a thing about bamboo. Then the vast nature of bamboo industry truly took me off, blew me off, in fact. So taking lessons from that, introduction to bamboo is one major topic, I guess, like that has to be discussed across platforms, I guess. Then introduction to harvesting, processing and treatment, again very key to how we operate and how the entire economy operate. Introduction to entrepreneurship in bamboo, this is like our own experience of ups, downs, cracks, then again resurrection. We have a lot of history to speak about when it comes to running an enterprise in bamboo. So like people say that bamboo is an arrogantly beautiful material or a beautifully arrogant material. So whatever it is, like the ups and downs that you could expect, and the way and the possibilities and the limitations and the challenges and the immense potential of the industry and how we need to approach the material. That is what the course is basically about. Then basic skill development and design transfer programs in bamboo products making. That is actually something that we work with agencies, development agencies and our own as well. Skill upgradation workshop, follow-up trainings, definitely, like with our group, we always do that. And with other agencies also, on a project mode, we enter into such associations. Then product and design development workshops, of course, like we associate with different agencies. Earlier we have associated with NID, IITs and NIFT. All these agencies have been partnering with us with respect to bringing new designs in bamboo. And conferencing program to develop resource persons for setting up units, that is harvesting to final finishing. So this is a 3-month, 4-month program, this conferencing program. So this addresses almost intends to give an exposure to a person about all aspects of bamboo, from harvesting, in fact, from raising the seedlings to plantation to harvesting to final finishing, different aspects associated with running an industry. This is one of that such a key program. And then architecture workshops also. And I should also acknowledge the fact that and accept the fact that many of these programs are in a very initial stage. We are pretty much in a stage where we are working out the curriculum and stuff like that. But this is a framework in which we are trying to operate. Few of the programs we took up in the last couple of years, like just before Corona. In fact, COVID struck all of us and kept all of us home. This is with UNIDO, United Nations Industries Development Organization, and National and Industries Development Board, Sri Lanka. So the mandate was development of bamboo supply chain and product industry in Sri Lanka. So it was a shorter association, 6 months. So whenever we enter somewhere, we always say that means you can't really create something out of 6 months or 1 year. It's very difficult. We entered towards the fag end of this project, in fact. So whatever we could do, we have done, with respect to products, developing products and training the community in making this. This is what it's again a diverse set of products. We work with an Italian designer also over there. Then this is something which is in collaboration with the Indian Institute of Science and Dr. H.N.C. Rao Science Center. This was a very ambitious project. So these are all mathematical toys. These are all mathematical toys to make math learning easier for students. This was a major thought process from IAC or Dr. H.N.C. Rao Science Center. So they initially created these toys in paper. So one of the best options they were considering was plastic. But then they came to know that means plastic, a lot of things you could do in plastic could be done in bamboo as well. So we had a collaboration with them, and we converted all the products in paper, the designs in paper. It was a It's a difficult task, but then we did that. We could do that into bamboo. And the whole notion was this would be taken to the community, but for some reason it didn't happen. We were not associated with that part. We were associated with the product development part of it. So design development and then transfer workshop. So like this is like another example. This is the green kits which I mentioned earlier. So this transfer happened in a period of around 45 days for the entire community, for a group of around 50-60 people. And these are certificate distribution from different programs being organized. And an ongoing project is with UNDP and Haritha Kerala Mission, that is Green Kerala Mission, that's happening towards the central Kerala region of tribal settlements of central Kerala region, Ernakulam, Thrissur, and Idukki districts. That is India High Range Mountain Landscape Project. So components, so this is how typically we engage with the community. So we have an evaluation study, we have a resource and skill mapping, to understand what exactly the community requirements are, and based on that we design the further intervention. So whether that is toolkit, whether that is product, whether that is any other sort of association. So we always say that, like, to create a result, create an impact, create an outcome impact. These are the two terms we bank upon. Like, we need a longer association, especially if it is a community engagement as such. So this particular project also has many aspects of a long-term, like many terms of a long-term intervention, but unfortunately this is again for 6 to 8 months intervention with the community. That project has been underway. Another one, like one of the latest additions to us, is the bamboo construction and green architecture. Truly potential area, considering the way the entire times are changing, in fact. So sustainable construction, definitely the need are there, no doubt about that. So in fact, like, means Uravu has been doing under the brand of Uravu, the construction has been happening for a while now, but then Uravu Trust started construction in 2018, like, means 2 years back. We assembled that team together. We started with a group of couple of people, 2 people, in fact, in 2018. And I'm very happy about the fact that over the last couple of years, we could actually do the particular vertical has picked up big time, and we could do like beautiful works, in fact, in bamboo. Like few interior options. This is a bamboo cafe or pavilion in one of the 5-star hotels. This is a bamboo resort, a community center. In fact, it's not a community center; it's a yoga space. You could see the photograph. Unfortunately, is not that good, but otherwise you could see the craftsman, the artisanship involved in this. This is the office where I sit, in fact. So we remodeled our office into a bamboo office. This is again Uruvu's administrative setup. A few of the partition options. Again, another community space, multi-purpose hall, in fact. Another bamboo entity. This interior options. Railings. This is in Ponnampeta Forestry College. It's a bamboo processing shed. We work in close association with Ponnampeta Forestry College with respect to bamboo, not just the bamboo construction, like in multiple aspects. Resorts, then paneling. This is one of the latest projects, which is currently, the work is not yet complete, in fact. So paneling with bamboo. This is interior, in fact, interior options in bamboo, different interior options in bamboo. Few of the works. So very glad that this is shaping up as a very core activity as far as the organization is concerned, and definitely the kind of impact, or the kind of, like, we speak about green buildings. If we speak about green buildings, it is the kind of result, or the kind of, definitely the term is impact itself, impact that it has on the way we conceive our structures itself, or the way we conceive our dwellings, the way we conceive housing, like how we want to live or where we want to live, is very promising. Or we want to work in that direction. In fact, when we speak about that, like, means we want to use bamboo, bring bamboo back into like dwellings, without compromising on without compromising on the needs. Like, means we speak about, like, I don't know, people would really compromise on their needs, but then bamboo is one material we believe that we can actually compensate, or like, means take care of needs without really compensating on the requirements of many of a group of people. Art and installations. We have a bamboo art gallery at our facility now. So this is probably one of the only bamboo art gallery probably in the nation itself. So these showcases different, like, longer installations or larger installations, rather than one of those one of a kind of products or one of a kind of installations in bamboo. Just an attempt to explore bamboo in that direction as well. So we conducted a few exhibitions also in Bangalore itself, like Vincent Chitrala Parishad, like these are a few works from it. And the particular work on my left, it was actually taken by Deepika Padukone then. She purchased it for her foundation in Bangalore. This particular one, sorry, I don't know. Yeah. The particular one on that black glass was purchased by Deepika Padukone. Coming to the last vertical, in fact, that's advocacy and consultancy of projects. In fact, so again, this is something that connects together, or like means whatever we do, as I mentioned in the opening, one of the opening remarks, is inherent to whatever we do. Advocacy is inherent to whatever we do, and it is of utmost importance also to bring bamboo into the mainstream psyche. No doubt about that. Bamboo, the knowledge about bamboo is a privilege, I would rather say, right at the moment, because the majority of people don't really know that such a miracle plant exists. So we work with children, community plantation drives, also like means programs involving children to take them to the message of bamboo, which we consider is very much important in order to build an ecosystem that would really appreciate and use bamboo in a more sustainable manner. That is all about the different verticals, but now the real questions come into the picture. Why are we having an umbrella model? Is it really needed to like means operate in this direction to sustain? In fact, is it a choice or a need? Is that a question? Is the real question? In fact. I hope that majority of us wouldn't disagree with the infant nature of the sector that we cater to, the infant nature or the nascent nature of bamboo industry in India. And many of the questions associated with running an organization are hence. And when I say about running an organization, I'm not like means it's not about I repeat, it's not about running an organization, a very small organization, and functioning as an individual, and speaking about a scalable system. And when we speak about scalable systems in bamboo, when we think about dropping our import levels in bamboo, so many of the questions associated with the thought process in that level. When we think in that level, it is the questions more or less tend to take us to the questions of building an industry and not just an organization. That is a potential as well as a real-time challenge. Many of the things that we are trying to do are with respect to building an all industry together, not just an organization. So as I told in the beginning, when I actually spoke about that Uravu's organization chart, you could see that from propagation to planting material, to plantation, to sustainable harvesting, to treatment and processing of raw material, to research development and design, different modes of value addition, to marketing, to awareness creation and advocacy, management. Management is one aspect which is often overlooked in the bamboo industry. Unfortunately, I don't know why it is so. And this is also an indicator of a pretty of an industry that is in its infancy stage. When somebody overlooks the management, I would rather say it as a pretty naive approach when it comes to building systems. In all these aspects, opportunity is there. I don't really know whether that it's an opportunity or a need. It depends on the lens or the framework with which you look at that question. So the point is, like, at times when we speak about building scalable systems, we need to look at the issues from a bird's eye view more often than not. We need to have all the 6 systems in place. We need to have an integrated model in place, and that is exactly the reason why we are. I don't say that we are being forced to do this, but if you ask me on an industrial perspective, I would rather run my products, run my construction, wait for the raw material to be delivered by somebody else, wait for plantation programs to be taken by somebody else, if I strictly speak on an industrial point of view. But here, that choice is still not yet there. But yes, definitely a lot of initiatives are there in this direction. This webinar also probably would provoke such thought processes, definitely. The problem right at the moment is at times you simply don't have answers from anyone else. Either you take it off, or you take it up yourself, or you drop it off. Of the industry is. Again, continuation of the same discussion, scaling up. So there is another major concern with respect to scaling up, that is killing continuous employability. The scaling up is also related to skilling. There is no ready-made available skill pool readily available skill pool in bamboo industry. So you need to create that skill pool. You need to create that, cultivate that skill pool. So scaling up versus skilling versus continuous employability is another conundrum we are all in. Like as people who are running running an organization, this is another major conundrum we are all involved in. So basically, in order to create a skill pool, when we speak about creating a skill pool, it depends a lot on continuous employability. In order to scale up, you need a skill pool. In order to create a skill pool, you need to have a continuous employability and income generation capacity. And this continuous employability and income generation capacity, on the other hand, is directly proportional to the scale of the industry in which you are operating. So this is a more or less like a chicken egg situation, which we hope that sooner than later will be solved. A lot of interventions and a lot of efforts are there in that direction. So the point is scaling up in bamboo right at the moment depends a lot on underlying questions. I guess I have entered a phase where I started addressing the question which was introduced in the opening remark. What is the product and design? What exactly are you going to do with, how are you going to, what is a product or design that would help you to scale up your production? And what and how is raw material availability? I'll narrate a couple of my experiences here. So I spoke about the Green Kids campaign, which helped us to navigate through the COVID disaster. So when the Green Kids campaign was planned, initially when we were in the planning phase of the Green Kids campaign, we thought that we have to create around 80,000 kits. The scale was that we decided that we need to create around 80,000 kits. That is what the target is. So then we started working on the raw material, the raw material availability. And then the moment the production capacity has to come from elsewhere. It is not available in Wayanad or in our vicinity. It has to come all the way from Northeast maybe. Then it affects our cost calculation, the cost intelligence which we want to bring. It goes for a toss all of a sudden. Material is available. How is the raw material availability? Another example is with respect to blinds. I told that blinds is one of the best products we have we have ever made. But that is heavily dependent on the availability of Oclandra travancurica, but that is ETA. It's a protected species also, kind of. So the problem is that raw material during the monsoon season from June till at least 4 to 5 months, it's very difficult for that material to be available for us. So that effectively acts as a block of scaling up as well as hitting the market or going all out and hitting the market. And what and where is the market is also a major question. The product you're making is for what market, or is that a question from the market? Does the market really need it? Is the question. So we are trying to approach the question from a demand perspective or from the market perspective. We are trying to position ourselves to create products that the market already needs. Say for example, the toothbrush is a classic example. If you give an alternative in everyone needs it, if you have a better alternative, definitely people are going to take that. So similar to that, what and where is the market is one of the major questions. Then who are there to absorb the skill? Another question, if we create, I was having a discussion on skill set yesterday. So we were telling that NSDC is there, National Skill Development Council is there, a lot of programs are there. We can function as and we have a training, we have a training message. We can function as a training segment. But the problem is who is going to employ the people who are being trained in bamboo is another major question, right? Which are the organizations? What is it the first statement of this particular slide? What is the scale of the industry to ensure continuous employability and the income generation? And ultimately, what change would it make to the lives of the people? Are we going to make the lives of the people more miserable, or believing that, making them believe that there are a lot of possibilities and potential here, or are we really going to make an impact and impact in the lives of people? Is one major question when we speak about scaling up this concern as far as we are concerned. Another one is another thought process. We wish to go hand in hand with our narratives with respect to awareness. I could safely say that as I confessed before, in 2017, I hardly knew a thing about bamboo. You don't really need to take me as an example, but I'm sure that the majority of the people out there are resemble my clan, belong to my clan in 2017. So awareness creation is also very much important. And what is the level of awareness, or how are you going to position bamboo is again quite important. Are you going to position it as a traditional material? No hard feelings about, or no reservations about bamboo being a traditional option, but or are you going to position bamboo as a sustainable medium, something that could really create a change to the way we operate? and repositioning and awareness generation about bamboo as a truly sustainable material is very much fundamental to the way we function, we believe. And these are like, bamboo has never been short of like specialities, nicknames, glorifications. But see, the point is if it is miracle plant, if it is super material of the 21st century, we say that this is green gold, this is sustainable wood, this is renewable wood, this is a plastic alternative, this is a lifestyle choice, then we need to integrate this into the academics. The picture on the picture on the slide, this is actually, we have another picture where we are working with kids from students of different schools. So we like, they make bamboo. They are making a bamboo product and they take it back to their home. And the school kit also was an attempt in that direction, but unfortunately, schools never opened after that. Like the school kit was specifically designed to address this particular thought process. Fortunately enough, that schools never reopened ever since we did that. Looking forward to that. Moving on to the final slide of my presentation. So the key takeaway, the conclusion is this: we need to have, when we speak about scalable systems, when we really speak about bamboo being a game changer, bamboo being a game changing tool, bamboo being a multifaceted development tool, bamboo being the next big thing, bamboo being the best medium to facilitate sustainable development, we need to have a holistic approach, considering the infinite nature and potential of the industry. We need to consider the challenges as well as the potential of the industry hand in hand. And synergy between raw material, design, technology, skill, market, knowledge, and management, convergence, as well as collaboration, as well as a thought process that details all these aspects, that draws all these aspects into consideration, is very much essential in order to unleash the true potential of bamboo as a true game changer. We know that this is a zero waste material. We know that as a multifaceted development tool. We call it as poor man's timber. We call it as rich man's timber also. There are people calling it, like, there are both the notions in the air right at the moment, like poor man's timber or rich man's timber. What we call, or our understanding of the material is, it is actually an everyone's material. You could make like extremely costly structures with it. Say, for example, if you take the green school Bali or the Bali structures, what I came to know, like, I'm not, like, correct me if I'm wrong, like what I heard is, like, structures cost around rupees 10,000 per square feet. Even our structures are also, like, costly. In fact, bamboo is not a cost-effective material at this scale in the way we operate with respect to construction and even for the products. But at the same time, if you go to Assam, you could see like lot of like only bamboo structures once you enter into the rural setting, like the shops, the gates, the houses, everything is made out of flattened bamboo or stuff like that. So like that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a poor man's timber or rich man's timber. It could, the beauty of bamboo is it could navigate, or it could actually, like, to connect, or it could act according to the requirement of the people, given you have the right sort of approach, right sort of skill set, right sort of resources, right sort of technology to address the challenges, the arrogance the material possesses. And the concluding remark is this: scalable, sustainable systems. With respect to organizations, with respect to thought process, scalable, sustainable systems are essential in order to untap the true potential of bamboo. And I would conclude with this famous quote from Sir Jonathan Porritt, a champion of sustainability: "The future will be green or not at all. The truth lies at the heart of humankind's most pressing challenge, to learn to live in harmony with the earth on a genuinely sustainable basis." And bamboo, our beloved giant grass, has all the making of a material that could help us to live in close connection with our Mother Earth. Thanks a lot. Appreciate the patience, and thank you once again for the invite.
Shri, Tony, sir, that was a very inspiring and motivating presentation. You really took us to a different world with Uravu's background and where it started and how you kind of fell through and how you stood up and you're trying to revive the whole institution. Really motivating. Your talk on sustainable help groups, livelihood support programs, and several other initiatives are remarkable, and we wish you all the very best. BSI would like to associate with you at every step and participate in every program that you do, and we look forward to our partnership. We can take this offline and see how we can engage into a much deeper conversation going forward.
Perfect, sir.
Now, I would like to, there are a few questions. I hope you can answer them. There's a question on whether Uravu can assist farmers to manufacture kid toys using the bamboo composite, whether natural color coating is available for bamboo. Would you like to answer that?
Yeah. So the question is with respect to bamboo toys manufacturing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So see, as I mentioned, or the whole message of the presentation, I guess, was like we are open for, like, given the kind of a skill set and experience, we can coordinate and bring into practical possibilities the various aspects of bamboo, in fact. So as of now, we haven't ventured into, as an organization, we haven't ventured into bamboo toys making, but definitely we associate with designers, we associate with the organizations, like collaboration is there. So for example, like means we are discussing a collaboration with NID in few of the projects being discussed in different parts of India right at the moment. So we can act as an anchor in bringing the skill set, the kind of resources needed to build such systems. Given there are possibilities from, like, I think that, like, in order to, like, say, for example, Chennapatna, which is close to between Wayanad and Kerala, we have a model there. So such systems to build, we need initiatives from a different direction also, maybe from another agency, from government. If they can bring in as a collaborator, we can definitely take the lead. Say, for example, what's happening with UNDP in Idiki right at the moment. There is a bamboo community. We are pitching in with our expertise. UNDP is the funding agency. We are collaborating with them on a project basis with respect to building the needed facilities, though that is a short-term assignment. Now, coming back to how Uravu is built itself. So we associated in Spurti, that is the MSME flagship program, back in 2007, 2008, to build the kind of products that we create today. So such a program is needed to make this a reality. But definitely we are open for any such associations, any such projects. I could consider this as a separate project, in fact, and we have a project and consultancy vertical. So definitely we are open for an association in that respect.
Thank you very much. Thank you. In the interest of time, I think most of the questions are related to cultivation, etc. So I would like to pass it on to the next topic, our next speaker. Thank you, Mr. Tony.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
On behalf of the entire BSI team, I would like to wholeheartedly thank you for your time, sir, once again.